Hi everyone, good day and welcome to my channel. If you're watching my video for the first time, you're welcome. Please do not forget to like and also subscribe to join the team. And to my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. On today's video, I'll be cutting this flare gown, this sleeveless flare gown, and let's move on to the tutorial. So here on my table, I have 4 yards of Ankara. That's what I'll be using, but you can make use of 5 yards depending on the size that you would be cutting. If you're cutting a size 8, size 10, you can still manage 4 yards, but if you're cutting size 12, you should make use of 5 yards and more. So firstly, I'm going to open up the Ankara and place it on the table, and after that I am going to fold it into two, right side facing each other. I'm going to fold it to achieve a cone shape. But before folding it, I would check the full length of the gown that I want to sew. The full length is 59. So what I would do is I am going to remove 16 from that 59. Now from that 59 inches, I am going to count upward, and I will remove 16 inches from it. I think that gave me 43 inches. So from this 43 inches, I'll just add about 1 more inches, that's 44. Now working with these 44 inches, I am going to be folding my Ankara into a cone shape, just like the way you see me doing it on this video. After folding it like this, the next thing is to divide my waist measurement. Remember, the flare is starting from the waist. So our waist is 40. I'm going to be dividing 40 into 4. And 40 into 4 would give me 10. So I'm just going to take 10 all round. Then I'll just place my tape rule on that line that I took all round. And then I'll multiply it by 4. If it is up to 40, then that's the right measurement for the waist. But if it's not up to 40, for instance, now after measuring it, it wasn't up to 40, so I had to go down again by extra 2 inches. So I took 12 inches all round, and then when I multiplied 12 times 4, it gave me 48. So if I'm having 40 inches as the waist measurement, I still have extra 2 inches for the zipper allowance, and then the rest will be for the sewing allowance. So I am going to be using this side for the back side of the flare. And now for the front side, I would be adjusting it a bit so it will not be the same measurement with the back. So this one now has excess allowance, so this is going to serve as the back measurement. Now after placing my tape rule and discovering that it is more than enough for the waistline, I would go ahead to measure the length of it. Now remember, I am working with 43 inches. So from that line that I measured round, I'm going to place my tape rule, and I will measure the full length. If you cannot place your tape rule from 1 inch and then you measure down to the 43 inches, you can do this method that I am doing here in this video. Just place 15 inches on that line that you measured as the waistline. Then from 15 inches, you measure your full length measurement. That's the remaining gown measurement. So from 15 inches, I measured down to 59 inches all round, and I'm adding extra half inches for a mean allowance. So I am going to measure it all round, trace it, and then cut it out. And I began having concern about the material. I wasn't sure if it was going to be enough to achieve this style. Of course, it wasn't enough, because I discovered that this cone shape that I did will be needing joining. So I would advise that if you are cutting this tie, you cannot use full flip because it's going to consume a lot of material. So you have to make use of this cone shape. And if you're using this cone shape, please 60 yards is fine so that you don't have to calculate and think too much. Now on this point, this flare will be having joining by the hemming side, which you guys have seen. Me, I call it the TRJ side. So it will be having joining there, and by the time I join on that side, what will be remaining will not be enough for the top. But anyways, I have positive thinking, so I still went on to cut the flare. So I would advise that if you don't have 6 yards, you can just cut a shape or use your free hand to just cut it. I'm cutting the back now, so I will place the one I have cut on the already folded Ankara, and I'll be leaving about 1 inch to 2 inches extra, because the one I cut first will be for the back while the other one is the front. So I'll just drag it up a bit, leaving extra 1 inches allowance outside. I'm trying to join the Ankara together on the parts that were not equal, because I folded it the way I did. Some parts were not up to the full length measurement. So on this side, I am just going to join it. I'm going to pin it together, then flip it over to the other side, and then trace the curve to cut it out. Left from the Ankara, and this is less than 1 yard. Let's just call this half yard. How do I cut a top from this remaining pieces? Because that's what I'm going to call it. But I'm going to try and see if I can still achieve this. So first off, I am going to cut the back of the top, and for the back of the top I'll fold it into two just like this, and I am going to be dividing my bust by 4. That's how I determine how I want to fold it. I'll divide it by 4 and add extra 2 inches so that I don't waste material. So when I divided it by 4, it gave me 10, and I add extra 2. I discovered that the allowance wasn't that much, so I left it this way. And then I went ahead to take my zipper measurement. My zipper measurement, I'll be using 1.5. Now this is me contemplating if I should use 1.5 or I should make use of 2. But I ended up using 1.5, so I'm just going to measure 1.5 all the way down. After taking my zipper measurement, I'll go ahead to take the half length of the gown. The half length is 16 inches. I will be adding extra 1 inches, which is going to give me 17 inches. After my half length, which is 16, I would go ahead to divide the shoulder by 2. A shoulder is 15, by 2 is 7.5. I'm going to be adding extra half inches, which is going to give me 8. Then I'll come down by 7.5. So after coming down by 7.5, I will connect to the shoulder point. Then I will take the bust measurement, 10 inches, and I will add extra 2 inches allowance. And for the waist measurement, I would come down. Our waist is 36, so that's about 8.5, 9. But I think I would do 9 inches. I think on this place I did nine, 9.5. Then I came out by 2 inches. So I just connect to the bust line, and then I'll come up on that armhole by half an inch. Then I'll connect to the shoulder point. With an idea, why don't I draft this on a plain paper, then I will transfer to the material. So if I draft this on a plain paper, I would know how to figure out the drafting process. But if I want to cut, I cannot cut directly on the Ankara because all I have left is just pieces. To cut out the front side of the gown, I'll be making use of princess dart. So I'll be using princess dart to cut out the front side, and I've gone ahead to trace out my shoulder line. I've pointed out my shoulder line. Then from the shoulder line, I'll take the full length of the top, which is 16 inches plus extra 1 inches. That will give me 17 inches. I'll also go ahead to roll that out. After rolling that out, I will take the shoulder measurement and add extra 3 inches allowance. You can go ahead to add extra 5 depending on how full you, how plenty your material is. Then after joining it, you can now trace the actual body measurements. That's how I cut out my princess dart. So on this one, I took my shoulder measurement and I'm adding extra 3 inches allowance. After that, I am going to take the nipple to nipple measurement. A nipple to nipple measurement is 4. So I am going to be drafting that out. Our actual nipple to nipple measurement is 4 1/4, but I'm making use of 4. Now, if you forget to take your client's nipple to nipple measurement, you can make use of the under bust. You divide the under bust by 4 and then by into 2. So that's how you get your nipple to nipple measurement. So after taking my nipple to nipple measurement, I would go ahead to take my armhole. My armhole, I'll be making use of 7.5. And after taking the armhole, I'll go ahead to outline the body measurement. So the half length is 16. I would come up by 3 inches. That's going to serve as my under bust, and then also come up by 3 inches. It's going to serve as my bust point. On my armhole line, I'll come down by 5 inches. Then I would also go ahead to take out the darts for the princess darts. So on the other side of the that of the middle point, the line that I wrote, I will come out by 1.5 inches from the waistline to the under bust. So from the waistline to the under bust, I'll connect it together, then I'll form that curve shape to the bust point. On the other side, I will come out by half an inch, both on the waistline and also the under bust. I'll connect together and form a curve shape to the bust point. After that, I will connect from that armhole line to the bust point. So from here, I would come out, I'll measure 5 inches from that line. Then I'll go up on that armhole line by 2 inches. From that 2 inches, I'll connect to that 5 inches. So the princess that is basically ready. I'm going to be cutting that space out. so that it does not bring out a bulge. Then I'm going to be cutting the waistline out. So I'm just going to use my curve ruler to connect it properly. Then I'll outline where I'll be cutting out. For my body's measurement, I'll take my round body, my bust point, add extra 3 inches allowance. I'm going to be doing the same for my waist as well. Now I'm going to place my pattern on the Ankara to cut it out. This is the pieces I have. I'm just going to improvise. On these small ones that I have here, I'll be using it to cut out the bust part. And for the middle side, I'll be using that other one. That means that I'll be joining the mid side. I'll be joining it together. So guys, that's all for the gown. You saw how we're able to create magic out of these 4 yards of Ankara. So this is all for the cutting of the flare gown. In my next video, I'll be showing the part 2 of how I'll be joining everything to achieve that style. So stick by and I'll see you guys in my next video. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new here and you find this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel to join the team. See you guys in my next video and have a good day. Bye bye.